There's a lot that can be told by your skin.
I'm Dr. Anna Chacon, a board-certified dermatologist. I've been a doctor over 10 years now. I'm licensed in all 50 states, DC, Guam, the Virgin Islands, and Puerto Rico, and I love what I do. My dad sparked my interest in medicine. He's a physician. He started the pediatrics critical care unit at Baptist Hospital here in South Florida. I went to work with him a lot. I saw him help a lot of people during Hurricane Andrew. He was often called on during natural disasters.
My name is Arsenio Chacon. I practice medicine in mostly Miami during the last 30 years and currently retired. As a Cuban in Miami, as an immigrant, one of the things that my mother inculcated in us was that we could do whatever we wanted to do, not to think that we were going to be discriminated against.
My dad was a university professor. Anything that he will do it with passion. Those are the important things that we always told our kids.
When I was a kid, I remember I saw the movie The Godfather. I remember Michael Corleone telling his father, when he said, I didn't want this for you, I wanted you to be a doctor or something like that. And he said, Grandpa, we're going to get there. In the United States, you come here, you do some manual labor, and then your kid becomes a doctor. I wasn't going to wait another generation to get there. So when I got out of the movie, I thought to myself, I want to be a doctor.
I've had to make a lot of sacrifices. I'm Hispanic and I'm also of indigenous origin. I went to a private all-girls school. There was definitely a lot of emphasis on what you had economically. It took me a while to fit in. I would eat beans on a tortilla a lot of the times. I would wear ethnic clothing. I got made fun of a lot. About 3% of dermatologists are Latina or Hispanic origin. It's disproportionately low.
There was always a suggestion to her to do something else but dermatology. But no, Anna is Anna. When she has something in her mind and she wants it with her heart, it's going to happen.
Dermatology is a very competitive field. We are Hispanics. We're not part of the ruling class in the United States because you need people inside to get you into those positions. But she managed.
Just in medicine overall, where I went to school or where I trained, I was the only resident that spoke a different language and could communicate with a certain group of patients. It's helped me connect, just having cultural competency.
Las plantas son una terapia.
Say you're at.
Es una terapia. Todos los días yo tengo que venir. Y eso me da vida, porque yo las veo. Para la salud, especialmente, está el aloe vera. Si hay alguien que tenga una herida, solo se pone un poquitito de la gelatina y se le va. Soy la abuela de mi primera nieta, la doctora Ana Chacón. Una vez que mi esposo tuvo un pequeño accidente y se hizo una pequeña heridita. Ella estaba chiquita, mi yerno lo iba a curar y le dice, papi, yo te ayudo. Y se fue a meter, a agarrar una aguja y coserlo. Yo no tenía miedo a nada de lo que fuera sangre ni nada. Yo nunca le vi otra profesión.
You have to put your heart where you want to succeed.
She is very driven. I think dermatology fits her perfectly.
My mission is to be America's dermatologist and also to be the first dermatologist someone's ever met.
The reason everyone thinks of it as cosmetic is because that's what's in the media. That's what people talk about. That's what the celebrities are having done. Dermatology is dedicated to the largest organ of the body. If people will talk about that more, then we'd know, but that's not as sexy.
Dermatologists do surgery, they do lasers, they do biologics, and I do a lot of clinical research studies also.
I thrive when I help people in need. Skin checks, skin cancer surgery, biologics, removal of growths. I almost don't have time to focus on something that may not be as essential. Sometimes people are in dire need of care. It's not just cosmetic.
I remember that there was this very sick patient that everybody was saying that he was going to die. If you get that feeling that the patient has a chance, sometimes there is hope, and eventually we save him. You gotta get a doctor that doesn't give up.
I first started noticing a small lump on my forehead the week before my wedding. I had a history of lipomas. We thought, oh, this is nothing. We'll get rid of it next time I go see my general practitioner. As soon as he went to go cut it, he went, hey, this is not a lipoma. That came crashing down.
It was overwhelming. We were planning a wedding.
I go to OHSU, the learning hospital in Portland, Oregon. A doctor up there said, let's get biopsies of it. And then it was mostly radio silent for 6 months.
Just that unknown is far more terrifying than an answer that you can battle and work with.
We did get a diagnosis, and it was Chimera's disease.
That's a condition where your skin's constantly making masses.
You can kind of treat it, but it's gonna come back. Even with surgery, it just exponentially was ramping up. It really felt like the muscle underneath my skin was tearing. It itched and throbbed. It was pretty constant. I basically had a softball on the side of my face over here. And so there was very rarely a day in which someone didn't stop me. I just want to live my life, and I couldn't live my life without someone asking. Not having anyone that could understand what I'm going through, I holed up in my house and was alone. It made me worry in ways I didn't know I could worry.
I fell in love with a bright, happy person, and seeing that wither away was really heartbreaking.
After about 8 years of letting this thing grow rampant, I get a text from my mom saying, oh, hey, I found these journals online.
Everything fit. I mean, all the symptoms were the same as Jacob's.
It had a non-surgical outcome.
It was the first time I'd seen him truly excited in a long time.
And then I found Dr. Anna.
He wanted to try out a treatment called dupilumab based on case reports, so off-label, and we tried the treatment, and he's done remarkably well. A lot of his masses are actually rescinding.
He had hope back. I had hope back.
It was happiness that I didn't know I had been missing.
I feel like life is worth living again.
Patients can be their own advocate and make a case of why a certain treatment that may sound esoteric might work.
In dermatology, 80 to 90% of what we do is off-label. Looking at the disease process, the mechanism of action of the drug, we think, okay, this should work. And so we try it. We always research before. It's all evidence-based medicine. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But as long as you discuss it with the patient and you're honest, that's the way to go. We do it a lot.
The way the healthcare system is set up in America, we're fighting more and more for the healthcare dollar. But in terms of work, do what you love. And if you do what you love, you're gonna work as hard as you can.
A lot of times I was like, how am I gonna make this work? I couldn't even remain fully independent because of the insurance aspect. And I think independence is so critical in decision-making in medicine because we're taught to be autonomous and make the decision ourselves. I've put myself through the challenge of going through dermatology because I really love it and I'm passionate about it. You know, work doesn't feel like work. It feels like you're appreciating every moment, but you're also learning.
Hispanics, Blacks, Native Americans, these people are not well represented in the medical field. We have a lot of work to still do. I think the important thing is to be able to have a diverse group of people. And if you have a doctor that is like you, you're more likely to go and follow their procedures and the things that they want you to do. I don't know that culture influences skin conditions, but I think that certain behaviors do. Hispanics, we think that because we can tan, we're not gonna get problems with our skin. All people get affected by the sun, even people that are darker pigmented. Chronic long-term light exposure can lead to changes in the skin. So there are a lot of people that aren't burning in the sun, but they look very aged and wrinkled, and it's from chronic UV light.
Our environment can affect our skin and present in different ways. Regardless of whether you're in Southeast Asia, Alaska, California, or Miami, you've got to adapt to the patient. They're why you're there. Cultural environments definitely affect patients, but I think more than anything, they affect doctors. Here in Miami, we have a lot of skin cancer, a lot of inflammatory conditions such as rosacea, autoimmune conditions such as lupus, and of course pigmentary disorders, that's huge here. A lot of those become more pronounced with chronic sun exposure. It's a beautiful field because there's a lot of physical manifestations on the surface of the skin. I really gravitated towards Indigenous communities. In private school, it was something I was often made fun of. Now it's something I cherish and value a lot. I remember seeing an email advertising this job in Barrow, Alaska. Its Indigenous name is Utqiagvik, and I just applied. I realized, whoa, this is really far out and it's not accessible by road or water. You actually have to fly in. And it's over 90% Inupiaq, which is an Inuit community. I was the first dermatologist there. It made me really appreciate the different diverse Indigenous communities and feel more connected to that part of my culture. I did bond with a dermatologist in Saskatchewan that is one of the only Indigenous dermatologists in Canada who also goes out to communities and does lots of telehealth. A lot of these areas are really far out, hard to get to, underserved, hard to get specialists to, and so telehealth is a big component of their care. Being a dermatologist that also focuses on Indigenous communities, I enjoy the people I meet. I learn a lot from every single patient. I also learn a lot about the communities, the culture. I like to think of myself with the 50 licenses and my involvement in the Indigenous communities as America's dermatologist. The physician that focuses on what's necessary but uncommon or not as explored. I hope my story will inspire other students, other female Latinas and Indigenous communities to go into dermatology, to go into medicine. That's something I hope to leave behind.
Every new generation has something to contribute. We are very proud of what she has accomplished.
Because she will not let an opportunity sitting on the table. She will take it. I see my daughter's accomplishments, and I will always support and help her in her dreams.
Ella es una muchachita ha sido muy buena, muy estudiosa y muy profesional. Un orgullo para mí.
When I was a resident in California, I like to go to really remote areas and just stay there in a cabin, read, study, listen to nature. I remember seeing a lot of roads in the desert as I was driving and just thinking, I wonder what would happen if I take that road.